President Vladimir Putin will arrive in New Delhi later today for a two-day state visit. Now, the trip would be the Russian president's first since 2021. Putin and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi are expected to discuss a range of issues during the visit, with focus on geopolitics and potential defense deals, including fighter jets and a missile defense system. This visit comes in the backdrop of US President Donald Trump pressuring India to scale back energy and economic ties with Moscow. Now, apart from bilateral ties, President Putin and Prime Minister Modi could also discuss about strengthening cooperation in various multinational platforms. India and Russia are part of several platforms, including the trilateral RIC. They are the core members of the BRICS and founding members of the SCO. The visit could also be an opportunity to revive the old Russia, India and China RIC forum. Originally envisioned to counter West dominance, the group has become more relevant in view of the recent American protectionist measures, including renewed tariffs and trade restrictions. Well, the talks of the group's revival had gained momentum during the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit in Tianjin in China. And at the summit, the warmth between Prime Minister Modi, President Putin and the host Chinese President Xi Jinping was quite evident. India's relationship with China has improved since 2020, while China and Russia have grown closer during the Ukraine war. A Russia-India-China partnership suits New Delhi's vision of a multipolar world. And to discuss more, we're now being joined by Captain Alok Bansal from Tehran, Iran. He's the Director of India Foundation and Executive Director of South Asian Institute for Strategic Affairs. Thank you so much, Captain Bansal, for joining us on the broadcast.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So let's start with your assessment of this visit, and what do you think it's going to mean for Russia-India relations?
See, it's a very significant visit because it is the first visit by President Putin since Russia-Ukraine war started. And it comes at a time when India-US relations are quite tenuous. So not only India and Russia, but the entire global community is looking at it with bated breath, because people expect that this visit will unleash a new relationship, would probably take this relationship to greater heights. As far as India is concerned, we have always looked at Russia and earlier Soviet Union as our all-weather friend. And I think that perception exists, especially in the field of defense and recently in field of energy. We have had a huge cooperation. And I think let's see how this visit goes. Prime Minister Modi may also try and see what President Putin's views are. Probably make an attempt to end the Russia-Ukraine war also, because that war also is not in our interest. And I think it will be good if we can do that, because Putin has already rejected the US-led proposals for ending the conflict. Maybe that could be brought about. But it would go a long way as far as strengthening of BRICS and organizations like SCO are concerned, especially BRICS, since the chairmanship is now with India, and that will be a very, very significant factor. The
right,
two countries have been...
Having said that, do you think the visit could also be an opportunity to revive the old Russia, India and China forum, originally which was envisioned to counter West dominance? Do you think now, in light of the current situations, there's a real chance of the RIC forum also reviving going forward?
See, I don't think it was to counter Western domination. It was actually a forum to develop Asian development, because these three are contiguous powers, and we have enormous potential for cooperation, not only in trade, economic development, as well as bilateral interactions. And I think if India and China could resolve the contentious issues, I think RIC is definitely a very, very feasible proposition. But let me make it very clear. This is not intended to counter the West, because neither RIC nor BRICS is intended to counter the West. It only provides an alternate avenues, an alternate arrangement of economic powers coming together to take the world on a new path of development.
Right, and Captain Bansal, sure, it's not to counter Western dominance, but we can say that it is to diversify the options, especially given the current geopolitical situation emerging, that we have realized that over-dependence any one partner has proven to be a slightly tightrope for a lot of countries. Then do you think that this approach can perhaps open that diversification arena when we're talking about Russia?
Undoubtedly, I think India has always cherished its strategic autonomy. We pursued the path of non-alignment right from from our independence, and I think India would always like to have options. We would not like to hold on to the apron strings of any particular power. I think we are willing to diversify and take decisions based on our national interests and uh, rule-based international order. I think both these things are important because our society believes in certain level of morality and rules, and I think we'll stick to those morality and rules as well as national interests to pursue an independent agenda, an autonomous agenda, which gives us options. As I said, we are not against anyone. We do not wish to counter anyone, but we need to have options available to us. And that's why I think this visit is extremely significant.
Right. Thank you so much, Captain Bansal, for joining us on the broadcast and sharing your valuable perspective with us.
Thank you so much.